Hey guys, welcome back to Auto Trader Imports. This is Graham again, reporting live from Japan. Thanks for joining us today, and let's get into things. First, I want to touch on one thing. The last video we did, the sound quality was lousy. Absolutely hated it, and for that I apologise profusely. Absolutely terrible, but hopefully we can fix that and get the sound quality better on this one. And it's a lottery, but we'll give it a go. Anyway, we're back to chapter 2 about bidding from our office. This does cover a little bit of bidding at the auctions. It really does. I can't say it doesn't cover it, but specifically I'm just covering bidding from the office for auction agents in Japan in general, and that includes me. And so here we go, part 2. We covered chapter 1, which was wasn't bad. We got a lot covered. So here's another question I get answered a bit, and we'll start with what if the car does not sell on the day of the auction? Which is a common thing. Cars don't sell sometimes, and so what happens if they don't? Well, first of all, we get a chance to negotiate. If the car value is close to what you bid and it's worthwhile, well, we look at the negotiation start price, and that's what it is. It's a start price, and if it's close, well, we can negotiate directly with the auction. Now, the negotiation takes place from us, the agent, through the auction to the owner, and it's a time-consuming process. It can take anywhere from 10 minutes. It happens quickly to 2 or 3 hours, and generally it happens that the last bidder gets the first option of negotiation. Okay, that's the last bidder. So if we had 2 or 3 down the food chain, we may quickly get a chance to bid it all, and somebody else can grab it close to or around your budget. Even though when you see the price, you think, why didn't I win? Well, we may have been down the food chain and we were late bidding, or we were just 2 clicks away from the bidding price. So that's why sometimes you don't get it even by negotiation. But that is the first chance, negotiation. So we go through that process first. We all get an opportunity, you and us, we get an opportunity to do that. And if we're close to your budget, we'll negotiate through the auction with the owner, and we get an answer. Sometimes the owner will want more than the negotiation start price, and at that point we come back to you, the buyer, and say, hey, do you want to pay this or not? If you say no, well, the car doesn't sell and somebody else down the food chain gets an opportunity, or we wait for the car to come back to auction again, because that is the next option. What happens sometimes is the owners will basically put the car back through auction the following week, and we get another shot. And that way you know what the owner wants, because we have a fair idea of his or her final price, and they also know your final price because we were the last bidders on the prior week. So everybody has a little bit of a win on the way through, because we both know what each other's up to. So that's how that works. So if the car goes back through, we all get another shot. That includes other buyers as well, not just you. So other buyers and new players in the market, they also get a chance to get back into it as well. So everybody gets another shot if it goes back through auction. Lastly, if the car doesn't sell, well, the owner just simply may remove it from the auction completely, and it may disappear forever. Who knows? And sometimes cars honestly can be sold just before they go through auction, not even in the auction. The owner's just suddenly sold it, and it runs up in the auction, we see it coming, and bang, it's just gone. And that is very rare, but it happens, and that is because the car is sold prior to the auction. Okay, so that really covers what if the car does not sell at auction. All right. Another question: what if the car sells over your budget that you gave your agent to buy the car? If it sells over your budget, it's sold. It's over your budget. You didn't win it. So man up and move on to the next one, because there'll be another car. So if it sells, it means that somebody over your budget. Sorry, if it sells over your budget, someone had a higher budget, met the owner's reserve price, and they win it. And quite often, sometimes even agents will have 2 or 3 different customers on the same car, and normally it will go to the highest bidder. If the agent's not playing favourites, but the highest bidder normally gets the car at that sold price. So if your budget was under the highest bidder, you won't get the car, and has to be rule of thumb that way to be fair to everybody. Number 3, if the car sells under my budget, what happens? You win the car. Yeah, it's your car. If it sold for under your budget, and it's your car. Number 4, are Japanese auctions like eBay and Yahoo, which take all day, and we can see the bids happening in a logical progression through the day. No, nothing like eBay at all. Like you'll see in the first chapter of these videos, really it's 10, 15, 20 seconds and the cars come and gone completely. We don't get to see people's bids beforehand. We can't see them days beforehand. We don't, all we know is when that car starts, we give it a time. 15, 20 seconds later, and that start time, that car is over and out, finished, complete. We either own it or we don't. That's how it goes. So nothing like eBay. Sorry. But eBay's not a bad platform if you like buying stuff on eBay. What is the difference between the start price and a reserve price on these cars going through the auction? So the owners of the cars, they get to decide what is the starting price. They may start their car at 0. They could start a Ferrari, Testarossa at 0. It doesn't matter. It's their choice what they want to start it at. Some people put ridiculous start prices on because they just want to see what's going to happen. So, the owner decides his start and his selling price. Okay, so he gets to start both. We get to see only the start price. We see the selling price when the little indicator in the auction lights up and starts turning red. We know that car is for sale at that point, and we've met the owner's reserve price at that point. And we never know that until we start bidding, and if we're still in the hunt for the car at that point. Your budget may not have been strong enough. We may have already been out of it a long time ago. But we can still watch the car going through auction to see what it sells for. So the owner decides the reserve price as well, and only he knows that and the auction knows that. So we just got to keep on pushing that button until such time as it reaches the reserve and we're winning or not winning. So before I get on to the last little thing, I must apologise. That is because I'm a New Zealander and we talk very quickly. So if you don't understand me, I'm sorry about that. I cannot slow down for the life of me. I've tried, but it's pathetic. I just can't do it. So let's get to number 6. Before I say sorry about something else. Unlikely. Number 6. Can we buy the car before the auction? No, can't. Reason for that, if we could all start buying cars prior to the auction starting, well, there'd be no need for auctions, would there? And the auctions would go out of money and they'd go out of business, and that would be the end of them. So no, we can't buy cars prior to the auction. The other thing is we don't even know who the seller is, so who do we contact in that place, in that respect. The only time we can really possibly buy a car from auction is if you know the guy who owns the car, and the chances of that are pretty slim.